The president is shifting gears after the GOP's health care bill was defeated. What's his next focus? And you can take the man out of Texas, but you can't take Texas out of the man. We'll explain.
But first, we want to get to the severe weather last night. Wind, rain, and hail. It was definitely one for the books. North Texas battled the elements that left some Denton County residents without power. Thanks for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Lorena Schumo.
And I'm Blake Holland. It was the first severe weather event of the season that sent many scrambling for cover, and another round of storms is expected later this week. We'll check in with weather anchor Cameron Smith later on in the show for a look at what to expect. But first, today, many North Texans are working on repairing damage left behind by yesterday's violent storms. Hailstones ranging from the size of a pea to a baseball, leaving many with dents in their cars and even broken windows.
Warning sirens sound on the UNT campus Sunday evening as a batch of severe thunderstorms roll through North Texas. Inside the storm's hail, and a lot of it, looking more like fresh fallen snow on Highway 380 between Denton and Decatur. In Argyle, it was the size of baseballs, cracking windshields and forcing motorists to find shelter at a nearby gas station.
Check us out.
And in Flower Mound, the hail came crashing down with enough force to break car windows.
The time to prepare is long before the storms are on the radar.
National Weather Service meteorologist Mark Fox says this is only the beginning of what is expected to be a stormy spring, something we should begin preparing for before it's too late.
Don't wait. Just take a few extra moments today, tomorrow, to kind of prepare. Think about what you would do. Think about where you would go, and make sure that you're following the weather very closely for the next 2 or 3 months, because as we get into severe weather season, this is not something to be taken lightly with thunderstorms in our part of the world.
And Lorena, thankfully, of course, the storms that moved through North Texas got out of here pretty quick, but the unfortunate news is looks like there's another batch headed our way.
Ugh, not excited about that. Cameron Smith joins us now for a first look at the forecast. Cam?
Thanks, Lorena and Blake. And yeah, we had a pretty nasty storm last night. Lots of hail. Definitely hit Argyle and Justin the most. Actually, there was a tornado warning called for Justin because a tornado did touch down there. But right now, we are recovering from that storm. Currently, we're sitting at 72 degrees right now. We do have some partly sunny skies, but there's going to be quite a bit of clouds out there. And pretty stagnant winds, 6 miles an hour. Now, as we get into the night, we're going to drop down to a low of around 55 degrees. 6 miles an hour winds, so it's still going to be pretty slow out there. And if we look forward to tomorrow, we will see that we're going to have a 30% chance of some rain and thunderstorms, a high of around 76 degrees. And of course, with that wind speed is going to pick up as well, around 15 to 20 miles an hour, okay? And because we do expect some severe weather to hit us, when it does hit us, it's always good to know the difference between a watch and a warning. Now, a watch means that the potential exists for the development of some severe thunderstorms or tornadoes, and a warning means that the conditions are occurring at that moment. So in the future, if there is a tornado warning, seek shelter and take cover immediately, guys. Okay, and because more storms are expected this spring, be sure to take the necessary precautions not only for yourself, but for your property, okay? So you see that beat up car right there? Yeah, that car is a victim of some major hail damage, and it also happens to be my car. So I'm just trying to let you guys know this damage can happen to anyone at any time.
It really can, and it comes up all of a sudden, too. You know, it comes up on you quick. Sorry about your car, Cam.
Yeah, Cam, sure glad you weren't inside because it looks like you definitely could have gotten hurt. But of course, you weren't the only one with damage. One of the hardest hit areas was Little Elm, and the school district suffered. 35 of its 48 buses were so badly damaged they couldn't be driven. Broken glass was the big problem, so officials called in reinforcements from neighboring districts. Buses ran 2.5 hours late, but everyone finally got to class. Officials say it will be several days before the buses will be fully repaired. One of the byproducts of severe weather is the expense of making repairs. People across Denton County are scrambling to find a contractor to make those repairs, and Julian Esparza is live with some tips on how to avoid being scammed by a contractor. Julian?
See right here, hail from last night's storm caused serious damage to cars and some businesses across Denton County. For those with damage to your car, most insurance companies will give you a list of reliable contractors, but when it comes to building damage, be careful of some contractors trying to scam customers into paying more for a quick fix. And Denton Public Information Officer Brian Coe says to do your research before approaching a contractor.
Mainly just be smart, and if you don't feel right about it, don't use that company. Certainly look around. And a lot of times the insurance companies can provide some recommendations if you're filing a claim through insurance. But if you're going out on your own looking for a contractor, certainly check with the Better Business Bureau.
And Officer Coase also told me to avoid down payments and contractors wanting an immediate signature upon in discussion of contract. And if you do fall victim to a scam, you should contact Denton Police. Blake and Lorena, back to you.
Thanks, Julian. Coming up, their community service ended up with them behind bars. The latest on the ICE arrest in Fort Worth.
And the bad weather isn't putting a damper on Dallas. We'll check out the hotspot that is in full bloom coming up. Stay with us.